Hi, my name is Tony Fackery. Thank you for joining me on this video blog. Today's discussion is how to give advice. You've probably been the recipient of some bad advice in your time, and in fact have given some bad advice, whether it be to family, friends, colleagues, or even loved ones. These points will help reassure you and also give you some tools for giving people advice. The truth of the matter is that people really don't need advice. Advice is only words. Those words are your truth. It's something that you've lived and embodied. It's your experience of life. It's a subjective reality. It's how you view life, and it's an experience that you've had and turned out in a certain direction. Now, you might have the same experience and feel that the other person needs to take that same course in order to fulfill their destiny. But the truth of the matter is that sometimes people come into this life to experience and erase a certain karma, and that karma might be that their experience of a lesson needs to be negative in order for them to transcend it and learn that experience in this life. Alternatively, they keep repeating that experience in this lifetime until they get it right. And one classic example is relationships. You've probably given so much advice about relationships, whether it be male or female. You know, don't ring him too early, don't ring her too early, don't let them treat you this way, whatever it might be. And that it's fallen on deaf ears, and the person's continued to repeat that same mistake. And so the lesson is that they need to have that experience. They need to embody that experience themselves until they get it, until they have an aha moment and transcend the experience. Again, it is their karma in order to repay that debt and have that experience and transcend it. So giving the advice to others is really sending them the message that you know what's best for them. And in fact, you rarely do know what's best for them. You presume to know what's best for them, but until you experience life in the other person's shoes, then you really have a removed idea of what they're actually going through. So instead, my suggestion is wait for people to ask you for advice. Rather than thinking or believing that you know the answer to other people's problems, stand back. And I know this flies in the face of what you've been led to believe, but wait. Even if it's a loved one, wait until they approach you and say, hey, listen, I'm really struggling with this. I need your advice. What do you think? Only then is the best time for you to give a heartfelt advice that comes from the heart, of course, in order to give them a roadmap for their journey. But again, it's a roadmap. It's a suggestion as to how they might approach their life rather than this is how it's meant to be. And finally, becoming a leader via your actions is probably the best advice. And this is an experience that I've had over time, and that is instead of giving the advice to people or becoming the recipient, I've learnt the greatest lessons by following people who have walked the path of those who have followed before me, rather. And when I've looked to these people as the source of inspiration, then I myself have evolved and become inspired to take the same role. So the idea is become the lighthouse. Actions speak louder than words. Become the lighthouse that navigates the ships back into shore. And a lighthouse, as you know the metaphor, continues to shine bright. It shines its beam out into the sea for all to come in. And when you become that person, when you shine your light out into the world and show others how to live, then others live by example, and you lead by example as well, rather than feeling that words can fix a situation. Some simple, quick advice about how to give advice. Thank you once again for joining me. If you're continuing to enjoy these videos, please subscribe to this channel, and also please jump across to my website, tonyfackery.com, for updated articles on a weekly basis. Thank you so much for joining me here today.